All right, let's show you how to put your VOO drop together. You get a stand, and then you've got 4 aluminum tubes. You've got 2 that are long and have these little black connectors on them with these green thumb wheels. And then you have 2 that are short, and they've got a little slot. And then these are the sides, or sometimes I'll call them the uprights, because I love football. All right, let's take the first piece. I'll take the bottom, let's say. And it's going to take that slot, put it down so it can slide right into that, where that screw is. I'll show you up close, because I can. Okay, that slot goes just like that, and you just use your fingers and tighten that up. You don't have to crank on it. And then what I do, because I like to make this as acrobatic as possible, is I just set it on the ground like this and just put my foot on it, but I'm not putting a lot of weight on it. If you just turn loose, that'll kind of temporarily stand there, and then it'll slam down and scare you to death. Don't ask how I know. All right, you can just slip this one on. If you need to kind of get down there, that's fine. Or even if you just want to lay this whole thing on the floor, that's fine too. But you're just slipping this in. If they don't slide down immediately, just loosen that thumb wheel just a little to let it slide, and then again tighten it. All right, so we're going to take special behind the back move. We're going to take this piece, slide it on down in that slot. If it doesn't go in very easily, that just means you're probably not quite square with the tube, so just lightly move it back and forth until it lines up. This stuff should be pretty tough, but you don't want to necessarily have your chin-ups on it or anything. Same thing here, just going to push that down. I'm going to tighten that up. All right, I'm just going to lay that against the wall for just a second, or you can lay it on the floor or whatever. Pretty exciting. Take your stand. The stand unscrews down here, and that lets the legs come down. And what I've learned is you don't have to have it clear out like this, even though that would be the most stable. Especially if you're going to use it for a standing desk, you're going to want to have a little additional height on it. And even when it's collapsed about like that, it's still plenty stable, and it actually takes up a lot less floor space for you, so you could get it up against a wall or a bed in your office. If you're working out of your bedroom, I guess. Go ahead and raise a couple of these tubes so that this is about at eye level, easy to work with. And then what I do is, so this little clasp here, the part that's on top, literally the drop with the frame and the fabric just sets on here. Nothing clamps on, it doesn't need to, because we got gravity, and this little lip right there actually holds it in place. So we'll turn that to the direction that you want your drop to face. Okay, we'll do that in just a second. I'm just going to set that aside for a second. Let's put the fabric on. All right, so this is, you'll find your front. Okay, so there's the drop. So we're going to be putting on here. Go down to the bottom corner where the zipper is, and you'll see there's between the front and the back. Right, so that's nice and loose. We're going to slip that over the end. Still see what I'm doing? Yep. All right, I'm going to slip it over the end, just like this. You may have to put your foot on the frame to get from slipping around like I just did, and pull it all the way until you get to the front corner, front top corner. So all you're doing is slipping it on like a pillowcase. Okay, so just got that on there, front, kind of like a pillowcase. You may have to raise this part up if it's a little tight in a minute, but just kind of keep it up like that. And I'm going to take the bottom corner to the other side. I'm just going to pull it on there. Now I'm just going to lift up the corner, kind of work my way down. It's going to have some tension to it. That's part of what keeps it from having wrinkles and all of that when it's hooked up. Should be able to handle any kind of stretching there. So we're going to pull that down. And then what I do is I stand this up on its side and just sort of help it along the rest of the way, and I go all the way around to the top. When I say the top, of course I mean the bottom. Take it all the way to the bottom, but you can see that. Then I get down here to the zipper and connect the zipper together and slide it across, just like this. Okay. Just kind of put those corners down where they're nice and even. We're going to turn it around. And at this stage of the game, I just go, if you look here on the seam, you want that seam to pretty much be in the middle, and you want it to lay down nice. And so what I've found is if you just pop it, it actually adjusts pretty nicely right to the middle. So I gotta do that around the top real quick. Do that on the side. You see right here I've got the little bit of the black has kind of come around to the front. So I'm just gonna bring that around by pulling on it and then popping it. It should all line up. Okay. Of course, if you're in a hurry and you only have a couple minutes to set this up, people aren't going to see the edges on your call. So you could throw it up and then fix it later. I like to make it look nice. All right, so now what we're going to do is just take your stand. I'm going to put the stand up here close to where I'm going to do my work here in a second. So I'm recording this at my desk. Best way to find the middle of this is just to lift up the stand by putting your thumb sort of, I'm holding this up with just my thumb and it's kind of balanced. So I'm just going to take that right to the stand. Let me turn this backwards so you can see what's going on. We're literally just taking it right through the black fabric and just hanging it on there. Now if it's not hanging level, we can adjust that by just scooting it over a little bit. Okay, see how that works? Something like that. All right, so then when you're ready to go to your call, you'll just zoom in. Looks great. Take it down, do it all in reverse, pack it up. This thing will store really nice.